All right, guys. Good morning. Um, and good morning, Natan from the Netherlands. I hope you're all having a great day today. Lots to cover. It's been crazy, man. So, not only did we get the Discord up, not only is the Discord sitting at 414 members the last time I checked, which is a crazy number in and of itself for 36 hours, but I got approved for X subscriptions yesterday somehow after I thought it was 16 months, but my friend Data Investing said that it's been 18 months. So just more crazy stuff, guys. So I went ahead, that was set to a $5 fee. I'm going to try and make it well worth it, though. I do want to transition as much off of YouTube as I can. So I'm trying to work on my uhs and ums too, guys. This is really hard for me. Again, high school dropout, didn't want to take speech class, probably should have. But on X, you'll see exclusive to subscribers. I posted a video that also is members only on YouTube. It's a good one. It talks about Dryden Pence from Pence Capital, talks about some of his thoughts about GDP and the growth that we've seen, the dry powder that the Fed has, just lots of good stuff. And then I also put what I'm planning on doing this morning's open, which I also posted to Discord, which is I'm looking to buy $40,000 worth of BITX this morning. I actually think we're getting ready to see a massive explosion higher in Bitcoin. Let me reference some of my other friends' good work. My buddy Jake from Colorado, he's referencing here Bitcoin on Kraken, and he shows how we've had this trend since 2016. His probably needs to be adjusted a little bit with this chart, but it's basically pretty much spot on. There's just some tweaks. I don't know if I'm assuming he's using log, but it looks a little off to me on part of it. But it's really a great representation of the facts, though. So this is what we're looking at. We came really close to the downward trend where we find support levels. He's showing like the upper layer and the lower levels of support in the green bars. And you can see how historically that's been a great area of support. And it looks like we should have a breakout zone. This could happen in the next week, couple of weeks. Just all depends. But I do think Bitcoin is getting ready to explode higher. I want to take some profits in other things while I'm getting them. I think all of the markets are going to do really good today. So today I'm going to diversify a little bit. And so I'm looking at BITX. I like the dividend. I like the 2x multiplier versus Bitcoin, roughly. I mean, there's theta decay. We know this, right? But I want to diversify a little bit more, not just in miners, not just other things, but I want a few multipliers with asymmetric opportunities, and BITX is a fun one, I think, to hop into. So I'm going to do that. We're going to get some more of that, and then we'll see how things go today across the markets. I think we're going up again today, and I know that sounds insane. We'll look at a bunch of stuff, though, this morning, guys. Let's start off with this, though. We do have some U.S. economic data, so let's hop into that. The mortgage 30-year rate didn't drop much, 0.2% from the previous week. I do think that that's going to accelerate, though, guys. I think we'll maybe even by next read, we could be in the fives or right at the fives in another week. Maybe at 2 weeks, we're under five, or I should say under six in the fives. But if you look at this precipitous decline from where we were at almost 8% in October of this last year, boy, is that a heck of a turnaround in 11 months. From 7.9% down to just barely 6% is a pretty big drop in interest rates. I expect that to continue. I expect that to continue all the way down to the fours, which would put us near, I mean, really good numbers. If you look, guys, back in the 90s, interest rates were at 10%. Look at this, 10%, 8%, 9%, 8%. 5-6%. So if we get down to the fours again by spring, we should really open up this market a lot and see the mortgage market accelerate. And how do I know this? Well, I know this from a number of means, but if we just look at mortgage applications, we can see another good couple of months. I don't like this month over month data, though. I think it's ugly. It doesn't represent well. So we're going to look at the mortgage market index instead. And what I want to show you guys here is over the 5-year term right now, we've hit the highest level since July of 2022. So a little over 2 years, 27 months roughly, a high of 27 months from very depressed levels that can go much, much higher. So I just want you guys to realize that the mortgage market is going to take off. I think somebody who's very wise and very smart has been saying that for a while. It might have been me and a bunch of other people. I mean, I can't take full credit for it, but whatever. Mortgage refinance index also looking beautiful. I said this was going to start taking off too. It has done that. We are hitting levels that we haven't seen since April of 2022. So almost 2.5 years on that one. As the mortgage market and banking sectors ignite from additional lending and companies are able to lower costs by interest rates that are more reasonable, you will see an ignition in the economy. And there's a video I'm going to show you. Now, again, this was a members only one from earlier today, but I want to speak to it real quick. It's an important one, so I'm going to play it one more time.
All right, welcome back to
This is my buddy Dryden Pence. He has no following on X. It actually blows my mind how few people follow him. This is the one I made the members only video on. I won't be doing this very often, but I want to kind of show people what they're missing. So this guy, he looks totally boomer. He's from Newport Beach, California. He's got 107 followers. Can we get this guy more followers? I need to post something here real quick. I need to get this guy more followers. One sec. All right, and so I love this guy, and I just think he's very wise. I think he's very articulate. I want to play this video real quick for people that missed it earlier, so that we can just get it done right now. It's a great video, guys. And let me make sure I didn't miss. Did I miss any key? Oh, building permits are out. I did miss that. So let's go down. We got the purchase index. It's going to look very similar in nature. If you look here, it's very low and depressed, guys. It's very low. We're in the 90s levels here. So we will see this ticking higher in a similar fashion. It'll lag a little bit versus what we're seeing already in the mortgage refinance index and I should say the MBA mortgage refinance index and the MBA market index. But you will see this ticking up as well. If we look at building permits final, and then we'll get to our buddy Dryden. Building permits final, still at pretty decent levels. I mean, we're building. We need to be building at a more rapid pace, especially with all the illegal immigrants in this country and just massive housing demand and undersupply that built up over years after the 2008 great financial crisis that we just need to get caught up. So we're going to need to see a lot more of this. There are incentives to do this both in both political parties, from Harris and from Trump. I think Trump's are a lot better, but Harris's should be effective too. So at least over the short term, I mean, some of it, the $25,000 credit is fucking stupid. But yeah, both of these should juice the mortgage industry, which is good. Now let's jump back over here and listen to my buddy Dryden. He's going to talk about the Mag 7 versus the other 493 stocks in the S&P, why he believes they're doing well. I'm going to add in some highlights. He also has a couple of other comments. One of them says France, which is fascinating, and that's all the only hint I'm going to give. We're going to play it out here.
Power Lunch. Worries.
And actually, before I do that, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. I do want to get caught up on comments here real quick. I don't want to get too far behind with you guys. Everybody's saying good morning. Hit the like button. I agree with all those statements. Albert said, "Are you here yet?" Or JD said that to Albert. Natan said good morning from the Netherlands. Everybody's saying good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Mikkel Hagen, is BITX not rebalanced daily? It is rebalanced. It's got theta decay. It totally does. They give you a dividend too, and then oh, I said I'm trying not to say fuck. They give you a dividend. It is a 2x play, so you will have that get reduced. I just think we're getting ready for launch mode with Bitcoin, so I want to get that multiplier, and I'm okay with having a little bit of theta decay. David Chapinda, hey Jesse, let's go Portugal, awesome. JD, Jesse, thoughts on MicroStrategy options for April? They are up 2x more than MSTX. Seems like a larger multiple. They could be good. April's probably not bad. I still like June or July. I think that's just a really safe time frame because it gives you a little extra juice. But again, just remember, options are dangerous. If for some reason some weird shit happens, the more time you can get, the better. Because you lose completely if you don't hit your targets and surpass them, right? So the only thing I would say is just make sure that you feel very comfortable about your play and that you've got enough time to go with it. Albert says hi. Lowe's 94. Good morning, Jesse and all. JD, hi, Albert. BGG or BGZ. Let's get this money. Bitcoin all-time high soon. I strongly believe that, BGZ. Disease Kodak, how long do you have to hold a bird for that dividend? Oh, I don't. I think it comes out monthly or something. It's pretty often. It's pretty often. We'll take a look at that in a little bit here, but I think it's pretty often, and it's not a huge one, but again, it's something. And with a 2x multiplier, the underlying, even with theta decay, I think right now is a great time for that. It's 63.7. I like it. Oak followed. Kamawa, he hasn't posted since 2020, hence his low. I know, but we got to get him in. I want him to just be like, I want him to get like oh, hey, you've got new follows. You've got new follows. And then he'll be like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm trying to coax him in because he's a boomer. We got to do that. You got to move him slowly. You got to like prod him, you got to prod the boomers. Anders, lol, 12 of those followers are from you mentioning him earlier. Yeah, probably. You're probably right. He's just baby steps, man, but he's brilliant. You're going to hear him in a second. Thomas, but he did, let's see, Johnny Utah, unfortunately, it looks like his X account is dead. It's not dead if we bring it back to life, Johnny. Anders, yeah, no post since 2020. Yeah. JT, good evening. Anders, Mick Crenshaw, 2020, Ashraf, Hana, limit order on BTX. I'll just be doing market. BGZ, MSTX, or VITX. I think they're both probably good plays. It's kind of a coin flip. Anders, McCrenshaw, does MSTX pay a dividend? No. And it's a 1.75x. But you'll have theta decay with both. They're probably pretty close. You do have a higher NAV with or MicroStrategy right now. Basically, its net asset value is higher than what their underlying Bitcoin holdings are and the value of the company. So you can get a little whipsaw on that, both to the upside and down. So maybe more volatility on MSTX. Anders, oh no, that was you. Team Miri, hey Jesse, thoughts on MSTX calls rather than stock? I haven't looked at them. Could be a nightmare fuel. Could be really awesome asymmetric return. I would take a look and see. Use the options profit calculator and see what you can find. Investor Reality from X says, "Hello, thanks for the content. If you started with a 5K account, how would you grow it? I would be heavily vested in Bitcoin related investments that have multipliers. So, if you're very new, I would stay away from options. You want to learn that stuff later. You want to be comfortable. You want to do it with small percentages. You don't want to be too greedy. BGZ, holy shit, thanks, dude. Thanks for the 20, bro." You guys are awesome, man. I've got like the best community, I think, in the investment world right now, and I just really appreciate you guys a lot. Yeah, if you're young and you have smaller amounts of capital, definitely look at like things like CleanSpark, things like BITX, things like MSTX. I think the Bitcoin related are going to be your best options. I wouldn't start with options. There's so much to learn, and I feel like way too many people wreck themselves with it. If you feel confident in doing it, start with a very small amount. You won't be able to buy much with 5,000 though. And make sure, watch my option 101 video. Don't even fucking here before I'm just gonna pull that up real quick. I'm gonna post it in chat, because people, before you even touch options, before you touch them, you need to understand them. In 2008, I didn't understand them, and I went bankrupt. So, because of this, so please just be smart, understand them. Don't be greedy with them. Realize the risk associated with if it doesn't do what you want it to do. Watch that video about options before you even think about touching it. But yeah, I would start with Bitcoin related stuff with multipliers behind it. You will get a really good return, I think, in the next 6 months to 9 months at least. I mean, maybe over a year. So Chris Federal says, good morning, listening but can't watch. No worries, bro, no worries. Akash 2000, CleanSpark is teaching me to do yoga. Is it? CleanSpark, I think, is going up 250%, guys, in a couple of months, by the end of the year, beginning of next. So I really like it. Steve says, good morning. If you were to pick one stock as your Bitcoin proxy play, would it be CleanSpark? Probably, But there could be HPC plays like the high performance compute that do better. There's always like a really popular narrative. I don't know what it's going to be over the short term. But as far as a quality company that I don't have to worry about downside risk because they have excellent management and they're just really really well run and they could be the biggest Bitcoin miner by hash rate this next year. I think it's my favorite. Les Walter looks like only 5 seconds slower in video for X compared to YouTube in your channel. Yeah, there's probably some slight buffering delay that they do. I basically push this from OBS out to YouTube and X, so it's really on their platforms on how they manage things. Let's see here. David Chapinda says CLSK needs to recover. It's frustrating seeing others. Yeah, that always happens, dude, but you just got to be patient. There's always ones that do better. CleanSpark did 5% yesterday, 5.02%. Don't be greedy just because Cypher had great news and went up 15%, and then in after hours or pre-market today is up 6. You'll see that. You could have something that drastically outperforms for 2 months at a time, and then people jump over to it, and then the one they were just in goes up a bunch. That just happened with me for the Cypher, right? I finally made the jump to Bitfarms because I think looking at it, I really think it's great. It's a great opportunity, probably a better opportunity. But with this news of the 300 megawatts with Cypher, they went up an extra 20%, and Bitfarms probably hasn't done a fraction of that. Do I care? I don't give a fuck. You just have to understand, don't be a chaser. Chasers get wrecked. Wrecked in market. All markets, you get wrecked. So please don't do shit like that. Simone, thank you for joining, my friend. Touched options with a small amount, lost all, learned some. Natan, yeah, dude, so many people get that same thing. Watch the videos and learn from my mistakes. Learn from my previous bankruptcy. Don't learn the hard way. Options are dangerous. Be smart with them, and use them sparingly. Just because I have a lot does not mean you should. At all. I'm taking high levels of calculated risk based upon my comfort level and my level of confidence in the research I performed. You're not going to be as confident as I am because you're not me. So just be smart, guys. Manny247, good afternoon, everybody, or good morning. If you're in the U.S. in the central area, it is 7:46. Investor Reality, thanks for looking at Bitcoin so you would trade with spot trading, no leverage. I would unless you're really confident with options, man, keep it smart and simple. You can get a 250% return off of CleanSpark, I believe, between now and the end of the year. If you've got $5,000, that's what, 12,500 roughly. It's not a bad number. BGZ, what percentage of gain are you expecting from CleanSpark options? I'm expecting 500% between now and the beginning of next year. Chicken Bro, don't underestimate Cypher, 20% up since yesterday. Yep, it's a great company. I own that too. But again, it's one of those things where they'll all rock it back and forth, guys. People spend so much time fighting about what miner is the best, and it doesn't even fucking matter in the bull run. Like, don't get me wrong. There will always be outperformers. Mara did really great last cycle. Riot did really great. I can't remember how CleanSpark did. They were kind of newer. They probably did good comparatively with their market cap if you look at the very bottom. But there's always going to be outperformers, and the problem for miners comes in the bear market. That's when they fail. But you should be out of all of them before that even happens. So you could really just have a smattering of it. Just try and make sure that you're not dealing with a fraudulent company or one that's going to go bankrupt during the bull. That's the important part. Otherwise, some diversification isn't bad. They're all going to do good. Lowe's 94, Jesse, do you like pairings? Curious your thoughts on Tesla versus BTC if you think there is merit there. I haven't really looked at it. Maybe I should. JD, CleanSpark said they're open to converting to HPC probably near top of bull market in the recent talk with their CEO. Right now makes sense to mine. Oh, I totally agree with that. He's so smart. Was that Zach? Zach is so smart. If it was the CEO, that was Zach. He's such a good guy. Alfredo Hernandez, you're a fucking legend, Jesse. Thanks, dude. Simone Bravo, became a member level, started a new pack. John, did Tom Lee recommend Tesla over NVIDIA this morning? I don't know. Did he? All right, we're going to stop on that note because if Tom Lee said something, I do want to see it, but we need to get to this Dryden Pence video real fast. Let's do this, and then I want to look up Tom Lee because we need to figure out what's going on there. You guys keep talking amongst yourselves.
About the economy have been hanging over the markets with this morning's weak read on consumer confidence.
Remember, don't forget to follow Dryden. We need to get Boomer over here, okay? We need to get Boomer over here on X.
To that. Plus, don't look now, but earnings season is just a couple of weeks away. Dryden Pence is Chief Investment Officer with Pence Capital Management. Dryden, welcome. Good to have you here.
Happy to be here.
How much more do you think the Fed will or needs to cut interest rates to make sure we don't, make sure we don't dip into a
This video's 4 minutes from now. We'll be done.
soft trough?
Well, now it's turned into a question about cuts to a question about cadence, right? So we're moving from cuts, what are the cadence? So now we've had the 50 basis points. We think there's probably 2 more this year, and then they'll probably
2 to 3. Agreed.
spread it out over 2025 as they begin to kind of see and get the data in. So I think that's...
So you get rates ultimately that are 2 points lower than they are now. That puts them in the 3.25 range, and that's where you think a kind of equilibrium exists?
Equilibrium is probably about 3, but I think they're going to try to take their time getting there because they've done a great job of...
I agree. They don't want to rush it. They front load it. They front loaded it with the 50, and maybe we'll only do 25 on November 7th. That wouldn't be crazy either. But you don't want to burn. You don't want to burn all your dry powder. You want to save it. You want to save it in case you need it.
Breaking this inflation thing, bringing it more into level, and so you don't want to blow the soft landing.
Don't blow your load. Never blow your load, guys. Not prematurely.
By reigniting something. So I think that's kind of where it's like if playing gymnastics with data. They stuck the soft landing. So let's get the score and go on.
And you're looking at some. You've almost got both in your portfolio of the either-or fight that's going on in markets right now. Do you go with big tech and momentum and chips, or do you go small cap and kind of the broadening out? You've got AMD and the small caps, and you've got ASML. By the way, Intel had an ASML stake that maybe they should have hung on to. That's a separate story.
Very, very
why this approach?
Well, I think that the point is first of all, you're going to continue to have the mega caps do pretty darn well, but their earnings projections are a little less for next year. But when you look at the rest of the S&P 500, you're seeing a continued growth that they're going to look at 13 or 14% on earnings growth.
All right, we're going to stop on that point, guys, real quick, because I want to show something else that, I said again. Son of a bitch. Sorry, I'm working on it. All right, let's scroll down. No filler words, just silence. All right, right here. So, and I was a little bit wrong about this. So it made up about 30% of the gains. So it was, NVIDIA accounted for 4.4% of the S&P 500's 14.5% in gains in first half of 2024. Somebody corrected me and they're like, that's over 30% of the gains for the first half of 2024. Brilliant, right? So that's interesting. So that people were making an argument. The bears were like, oh, guys, we have no market breadth. It's really just NVIDIA. My argument was it's just NVIDIA now, but in the future, that's going to change. And we're going to see that it's not just NVIDIA in the future. It's going to be others that will come along with it, and will dial down the risk curve and start pulling in others out of the top. Fast forward here, the compound too. I like these guys. They're a little crazy. They're kind of old school, but I dig them. They put distribution, and my friend Chris Federal, thank you very much because you got me started on these guys. It's a distribution of year-to-date returns. Now, if we look year-to-date as of 9/24, the number of S&P 500 stocks within year-to-date return bucket is roughly a 4-to-1 ratio, guys. If you look here, SVST, NVIDIA, CEG, Palantir's up in the 100 and 120% range. So a handful of others, then like 7 companies in the 60 to 80% range, 39 in the 40 to 60% gains, 121 in the 20 to 40, 208 in the 0 to 20% range. So we're seeing a 4-to-1 ratio of market breadth here that is much, much more positive versus the ones that are in decline phase. This is what you want to see. This is a beautiful representation of expansion of market breadth. It's wonderful, and that's what he's talking about right now. Dryden is talking about the rest of the S&P 500 and basically how people are dialing down the risk curve. Very important stuff here, guys. Very important. Let's listen to the rest.
That's going to be a pretty good market for next year if you take a look at it. So I think this broadening out, I've talked about being part of the 493. So we trim down some of the Magnificent Seven, spread out to the 493. You begin to see small caps grow in this environment. Lower interest rates for companies that borrow is going to be accretive to earnings. So I think all of those things are coming together to have a broader diversified portfolio, a broader diversified set of earnings growth going forward. So 2025 begins to shape up as a pretty standardly good year.
So
earnings strong in 2025, and Dryden in a little bit, in another couple of minutes, is going to justify why he believes that those earnings are going to be strong. And it's very important for you to understand the concepts of what he's talking about. He's a brilliant man. For a boomer, And don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not that far from a boomer. I feel like some days 47 now, so I won't give him too much shit. But for somebody who hasn't been on X for the last couple of years, or last year, he's pretty smart and he knows a lot. He understands a lot, which is why I like him so much. So I'm going to keep an eye out for him going forward. JD says press the like button. The like button is his favorite button. It's my favorite button too, if you guys could press it.
Get on the 493. It sounds like driving directions in L.A. Get on the 493 to the 405 and whatever. So what about the 7? Should I take the 7 or not?
Well, if you take the 7, you're still going to get there pretty good, right? You know, the 7 is going to be all right because you're going to probably have about a 19% earnings growth. You know, it's going to come down from 30 or 40. It's going to come down to 19. But you take the 7, you're doing all right.
Yeah.
Like a New York subway line.
Yeah, take the 7.
Yeah, that's it. So it's all about transportation today.
Yes, it
so which route do you take?
But I guess, is there any which way you see this kind of ending not so well? You know, we've talked, it's pretty much consensus now, soft land.
Here comes the good part. Here comes the no landing. Things are going to be okay, and here's why.
Landing. We spoke with the retail analyst last hour. He says he's excited about a lot of the names in the sector after kind of we get through the holiday period. I guess this is the all clear.
You never want to say all clear, but I think the thing that you worry about is some large exogenous shock. You know, you always have to. There is tail risk out there, and that would derail it. Otherwise, I think more people are working than ever before. More people are making more money than ever before.
Is that true?
Yeah. You got
More people are working than ever before. More people are making money than ever before. This is really important. I'll add a couple of points to it, but listen to this, guys.
100. We've grown.
Just because the unemployment rate is up at the margin, I mean, there has to be some loosening.
We added 6.1 million workers.
That's a huge number. He's going to start talking about some of it.
Right, in the last couple of years. That's like the entire labor force of Illinois. That's the equivalent.
The entire labor force of Illinois.
If you take it and multiply it out by salaries, we've added the entire economy of France in the
France. In the last 4 years, he's saying we added the entire economy of France for our GDP. So some of this is bounce back jobs. Very true. But that's an oscillation, right? There's lagging effects from bounce back jobs. It's not even just that, though. Even though my theory right now is, even though we're seeing ticks up in unemployment, it's not a reduction in the workforce. I'm not seeing it. If we jump over here and look at tech layoffs, guys, there just aren't any. The rate of tech layoffs is plummeting. If we look here, let's see what the most recent thing is. It says Olo in New York, whatever the fuck that is. Healthy.io in Tel Aviv. Orlando laid off some, and Luminar. No numbers here, very small companies. The last big major one we had was Microsoft and their gaming division, but we're not seeing this massive amount of layoffs. If we look here, it says in 2024, 445 tech companies have laid off 137,460 people. If we go to 2023, we can see that the number was almost double that, even though we're already 75% of the way through the year. So we're getting less layoffs, and look at the number. 1,200 tech companies last year. Right now we have 445. That is a third of the tech companies that we had last year, even though we're 75% of the way through the year. So we're not seeing this massive reduction in the employment force. What I actually believe is happening is that we're seeing a bunch of illegal immigrants that are in some cases taking other people's jobs that from companies where they were paying insurance, and so they're counting as unemployed. And they're collecting on unemployment insurance now because these people, they basically got lowballed by illegal immigrants that are willing to take virtually nothing in the way of pay and work really long hours versus people that were probably unionized or didn't have unions, who are very hourly and who were demanding a lot more. So I think what you're seeing is, sure, you're getting a tick up in unemployment. You're going to have that when you move over 10 million illegal immigrants and legal immigrants into the country, like the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio. But at the same time, that doesn't mean you're not producing a ton. That doesn't mean you're not juicing the economy, because these people are making money that they're then spending in it. So what he's talking about, increasing the wealth of the United States by a France in GDP from the bounce back growth that we have, is an incredibly crucial thing for you to understand and wrap your head around. It means that this next year could be sick, earnings could be sick, and they're not going to roll over the way people think they are. which is why I'm playing this video. We got 1 minute left. I'll let him finish his thoughts.
Last 4 years.
Wow.
So if you think about that much money, that many people, stimulating this economy, it really kind of gives us a good basis for looking at things going okay forward. Now, the lower, the softer part of the soft landing, right? The people making under $50,000 a year, those are the ones that were heavily affected by this consumer confidence number.
Yes, and I've been saying that for a while. The bottom 1/3, the 40% of the United States, the people that were hourly, the people that are living off Social Security, all these people are getting crushed by the markets. But with rates coming down, that will be easier on them, as loans will be easier to get. There'll be ways to refinance. There'll be levers that they can pull. And again, if we have this, policies like Trump is looking to invoke, where we eliminate tax on Social Security, you're going to help all the elderly that are struggling right now. If you have a policy where you eliminate taxes on hourly workers, you're going to have both these illegal immigrants and people that aren't, that are just hard workers, that are hourly paid, that are struggling because they've seen massive increases in costs, but they haven't seen that massive pay increase. They started to see it at the beginning of the pandemic. They started to see that they were really in demand and that they had the power. And then they lost that, right? They lost that in 2022 to 2023 and more recently here in 2024. The last, last year and a half to 2 years, they've lost a lot of that. They haven't seen the wage gains that they were seeing back then. So it's important to realize that I think those policies are going to be crucial too, and that they can help this cohort that he's talking about. But there's so many pluses right now, guys. A lot more pluses than minuses.
But I think that when you look at it in total, we're set up for a pretty good basis because, again, you've got a lot of people working, they're making money, they're spending it. That's what consumers do.
I don't know why the Fed cut rates then. Maybe they should have just said, we'll just go a quarter and,
Well, I think they felt that they maybe should have moved in July. And so we didn't move in July. Let's go ahead and get it 50, and then we can kind of be data dependent going out. So that's why I talk about it. It's all about cadence going forward. And the other thing is the Fed's far differently now than they were a couple of years ago. They've got bullets in the arsenal. They've got bullets in the gun. They've got the ability, if they have to make moves to lower interest rates, then they have the ability to do that. And I think that that's really important.
Dryden, nice to see you again.
It's good to see you again.
Again, I like Dryden. Hopefully we can boost his X account and he'll get some weird messages and he'll be like, why the fuck is my X account growing? And then we can get him on here and maybe we can even get him on the show because I like this guy. Wow, he went from like 80 followers initially to 256. You guys fucking rock. Let's blow up his fucking account and make him go, what the hell? You guys are awesome, though. Thank you so much. But that was it for that. I do want to watch this Tom Lee video, but before we get to that, I want to look. Let's see here. It's 8 o'clock right now, so we're about 29 minutes to pre-market. We do have more economic data coming later, guys. So we've got building permits, or I'm sorry, no, new home sales. I'm very interested to see that at 9. That's really the last of it. A lot of the others are changes in inventory, and then auctions on 17-week bills, 2-year FRNs, 5-year notes. Nothing really exciting. And then tomorrow should be a better day. We're going to have durable goods, GDP growth rates, initial jobless claims, continuing jobless claims, core PCE, corporate profits, everything. Everything is tomorrow, guys. And we have 3 Feds talking tomorrow. So, I'm sorry, 4 Feds? 4 Feds? 4 Feds. And Treasury Secretary Yellen. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be sick. There's going to be a lot to keep up with tomorrow, guys. There's so much going on. Oh, I'm sorry. 5. Oh, my God. Is every Fed speaking tomorrow? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Feds and the Treasury Secretary and the Fed balance sheet tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be sick. Tomorrow's going to be sick. So we got a little more today with new home sales. But tomorrow's going to be absolutely nuts. Let me get caught up on chat. While we're doing that, I'm actually just going to hop over here and see. I'm going to let's see, Bitcoin's down 1.16. That's cool. Tesla's down 0.58. Let me actually, I wish I could get pre-market on one of my views in TradingView. I might have to send a request to those guys. They're kind of my buddies and they give me free service too. So I'm going to see what they can do for just allowing me to be able to quickly and easily display to you guys what's happening across all the indices. Because I've got the stock market. I got this and I'll do it right now. For the 500, I actually could. So if I go into here, you can actually look at a much broader, you can do the Russell 3000, guys. So I could do this. Maybe that's what I'll do. And then I can turn this to pre-market. This is probably my best bet for now. But as you can see in here, you can kind of see where things are going. NVIDIA's up all right. It looks like Lilly's up. Oracle's up. There's a few bigger ones that are up. Tesla's down just a hair after having just a great couple of days. I'll leave this up in the background, though. I'm going to try and get caught up in chat. Then we'll look at Tom Lee. Then we'll jump through other news-related events. Let me just see where we left off here. Oh, so much stuff here. All right, so yeah, John said, did Tom Lee recommend Tesla over NVIDIA this morning? I'm sure he did. I think it's a no-brainer, guys. NVIDIA is almost a $3 trillion stock. For it to go up 100% without dilution, we're talking $3 trillion coming into it. So do you think $3 trillion is going to go into NVIDIA to double your money? Or do you think that with Tesla, for Tesla to double the money, let's see where Tesla's at here. And let me just, I'll do this instead. I'll kill my sides here. For Tesla, what is our market cap right now? Tesla is 812. So for Tesla to go up 100%, you need 812 billion instead of 3 trillion. Which one do you think is going to double quicker? Which one has, oh my God, guys, real quick on this. I need a Tesla rant. I need a fucking Tesla rant. So I dropped off my Cybertruck yesterday, getting a ton of stuff fixed. As you guys know, I tried to jet ski with my Cybertruck in 3 feet of water going 70 miles an hour. Do not recommend. Tore off an armored shield underneath of it. Well, it didn't tear it off, but it bent it down, and it flaps in the wind all the time. I also don't walk on the window of your Cybertruck. That's just a little bit of recommendation too. I did end up cracking it. I don't know if I cracked it or if it was something else too, but I don't think you should skateboard off of it or walk on your car. Neither one of those are probably recommended. It's pretty tough, but maybe not a great idea. Then I had a problem with my vault. They're fixing that. Don't tell them, but I did jump on the vault in front of a bunch of old people to show them that it can hold 340 pounds of weight, I think they said. I don't know if me jumping is the equivalent to 340 pounds of weight being forced on the back, but I did have issues with it afterwards. I didn't confirm if it worked before, so we're going to blame that one on Tesla. But they're fine-tuning that, recalibrating it, getting that working. And then I might have backed into a camper. And so I dented this little part in the back, but it looks like that's under a recall. And then I backed into my house, but that was just a small scratch. The house, I actually took off some of the stucco, but that's another thing. And just a bunch of other little things that they're fixing, so a couple of recalls and stuff. But that's going to be great. My truck will be fine. It's supposed to be ready this week. And they're giving me a new spare tire and some other shit because of referral credits. Really cool, right? Anyway, off topic. But here's what was exciting. I got to take this shitty little Model Y. That, I shouldn't say that. My wife's got the other Model Y now they got my Cybertruck. The Y is shitty, whatever. But I got this Y. I was hoping to get an X. They had a plaid one there, but it was already booked for somebody else for their rentals. So anyway, they gave me this car, and I hopped into it. And then I realized that I could upgrade to 12.54, the latest beta release that has all the ass, right? The actual Smart Summit, which I've not tried yet. But I drove back several hours to my home. And what I've realized is full autonomy is here. We are on the doorstep of it, guys. We are just right fucking there. It is insane how good it is now. It's insane. And without the nag, it just goes all the time. I barely pay attention to it. And now, even if you have glasses on or sunglasses, it can see what you're doing. It is phenomenal, guys. We are on the doorstep of full self-driving. We're at it. We're at it. You don't know it yet because you don't have it. You can watch the videos, but when you experience it, it will blow your fucking mind. So I really don't care what happens with Tesla. I think it's easy for us to get to 290. I'm going to try and sell it slowly where we fill this gap over here. I'm going to try and sell it slowly because, frankly, I think we're easily going to 390 to the 470 range in the next year. And I make tons of money off of that. If it happens too quickly, I'll start trimming more. I'll be posting it in Discord. I'll be posting it for subscribers on X. You guys will have access to that stuff right away when I do it, okay? But I am so fucking excited about Tesla. It is unreal. After experiencing it and having the older version before, like the 12.3, and then experiencing this new version, it blows my mind. I feel like my car is a person now. And I'm going to talk nice to her, because eventually, if robots and AI do take over, you're going to regret being mean to your robots. So I'm going to be nice to them so that they let me live. But man, this is quite the rant. But man, is it exciting. I wish I could just teleport my experience to you guys so that you would understand. But it's fucking mind blowing. It's really, really crazy. Also, another thing I'm probably going to do, I'm going to be dropping down ads to conservative on YouTube. I'm going to lower them from balanced to conservative, because I don't want people getting hit with ads, even if they don't pay. And I might even get rid of ads. I don't know if it'll limit my visibility, because YouTube probably promotes content, I would assume, that has advertisement on it. But I'm going to try and lower it and see if the distribution is still good, because I don't want you guys to have to pay for services from YouTube if you don't have to. But I'm so excited, guys. I'm so fucking excited right now about Tesla. I wish I could convey it. I wish I could give you guys, transport this experience. If you get access to a Tesla that has 12.5.4, or if you can find a way, if you got a dealer next to you, I'm sure they'll take you on a ride. If you're an investor, you have to know how good this is. You have to know. There's no choice. If you don't know, you're missing out, and I don't want you guys to miss out. Anyway, that's my rant there. Let's keep going. I'm going to try and get through chat quick, then we'll look at Tom Lee and see what he has to say. So, but this is super exciting, guys. Like, we're down 0.68. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter. All right, let me see here. I don't open my trade app. Okay, that's a way of doing it. Austin, recommend anyone interested in learning options to start simulating accounts. I agree. That's a good idea. Like paper trading. And then just remember, you could still fucking lose even if you win. Chris DeSantis, you talk great, dude. I'm trying to get better though. I want to get rid of the O's and the ums. I want to get really refined in the way I communicate. I want to be professional. I want to keep people's interest, and I want to start editing videos where the content gets a lot better. And then there's all the stuff I'm trying to do on the Discord and on X. It's going to be crazy. And if you guys are paying for YouTube memberships, I would demote it down to the lowest package if I was you. I would instead devote that money towards the Discord. I get a much bigger stack of it. And at the same time, guys, you will get a lot more in return. Trust me. We've just started it. It's going to be fucking awesome. If you want my shared charts, if you want to know what my trades are, if you want to know what my portfolio allocation is, not just with stocks, but also options, funds, all that stuff. And then at the same time, my crypto portfolio. You'll get all of it. And that's just some of it. Again, the shared charts across everything that we look at in the market open and market recap, I think is going to be awesome too, especially as I refine them. Some of these are cluttery. I might try and do 2 different ones where I show resistance and support zones, maybe even 3 eventually where I show targets too. Might be a lot to maintain, so I might have to just find a way to simplify it. But there's going to be a lot of changes coming, guys. And then on X2, I've got subscriptions now. It's $5 a month. I can't change the price. I set this up. I originally applied to do this 6 to 18 months ago, and I finally got it. And I can't change the price on it. It's $4.99. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide more value on X than I provide anywhere else. On X, I've already done it today. You're going to get a couple of subscriber-related posts probably every day, charts and my thoughts on there too. And again, between Discord and X, I want to make that the primary home for everything, because I think it's the best place to be. If you like YouTube, great, stick there. You're going to get a ton of value there too, but I think everybody should go for Discord too. Lower the contributions that you give, just to where it's like starter pack new on YouTube is $2, and then you can comment and ask for stocks. But on X, it's $5. On Discord, it's $5. And if you do sign up on X, guys, please don't do it from your phone. If you do it from your phone, 30% of that is going to go to iOS and Google. If you don't do it from your phone and you do it on the desktop, 97% of it will come to this channel. 97% instead of 67. So again, please do that. It will benefit the channel a lot more. It takes a few extra seconds, but please do that. All right, let's keep going. Let me get through comments here, and then we'll look at Tom Lee. I know you said mortgage will recover, so do you have any stocks in mind that will benefit from this? I'm not paying attention to stocks with this right now. A lot of the home builders, I don't know. I might be more interested in home builders, and that might be something we talk about inside of the Discord more. See if we can find options for that. Right now, I don't care though. Really, it's all going to be about Bitcoin, crypto, Tesla, PayPal, like things that I have options plays, ARKG. These are the ones where I can get much greater asymmetric returns. Will I convert some of that to other stuff like mortgage over time? Yes. Or some steady eddies, like I like to call them, ones that just keep going, or hedge related plays, especially after like maybe spring heading into summer of next year. I might be hedging more. I'll definitely be diversifying more with stocks that are more resilient towards an economic downturn. There will be things that I'm doing. Lots of stuff can happen though in the news. We got an election. A lot of things will happen between now and then. But yeah, for right now, I'm not really focused on it. Rob Group, would you do both market orders for MSTX and BITX? I would. I don't see why you'd do a limit order with it. I would just get them. I'm going to do one of those here soon. Steve, torn between coin and versus MicroStrategy. Your pick, MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy maybe with MSTX over the short term. But if you're doing this in a regular account, make sure you're thinking about tax obligations too for how long you hold things. When I'm giving that recommendation, when I do this rebalancing and trading in and out, it's in my IRAs. My other accounts, I have long-term holds. I buy stuff and I hold it for a year. Matthew said, China dumping? Question mark. Is China dumping? I don't know. Let's take a look real quick. What is the best indice to look at for China? I've got some. Oh, I should do this. I'll just look over here. Let me go over here. I mean, there's Hong Kong. There's so many different, let me see here, indices. These are just indexes. Let's see, HSI. Is it HSI? HSI, Hang Seng. Let's do Hang Seng. So dumping, I wouldn't say dumping. I would say it had an amazing launch off of a bunch of stimulus. The country is buying stuff too. I wouldn't say it's dumping though. I'd say it's actually had a pretty good bounce. All right. But again, don't invest in China. It's shit. The CCP have fucked China. Perpetually fucked them. Team Miri, I dived straight in with credit swaps and lost a chunk, relearning options and taking it steady now. Take it super slow, dude. Credit swaps, woof, yeah. Or credit spreads, it's a way to get fucked. There's a lot of things like that where it's like smart money talks about them, but they don't give you all the answers and you can lose a ton. Albert says, today will be a good day. You know what else is good? Pressing the like button. Agreed. Alex Garcia, NVIDIA looking good pre-market. Yes, it is. Let's go back and look at that. Keep this up in front of us. One sec, I need some water here. Too much talking. There we go. A little better. Albert, today will be good. Oh, we already had that. Christopher Brown, my main minor position is CleanSpark, but I also sprinkle some cash into Hive, Mara, Cypher, Hut. It's my first BTC cycle, so I'm trying to use diversification to observe and learn. Not a bad idea. JD, pressing the like button. Marty Cohen, 260 watching, 80 likes. I think he's trying to subtly tell you guys to hit the like. Oh, Chris, you're very minor heavy if those are your only positions. God, I need a cough drop or something. Marty Cohen, come on, folks. Hit the like. Christopher Brown, yeah, Oak. I do have a lot of BTC proxies, but I also own Palantir, Tesla, and PayPal. I'll be trimming miners. I think that's a good play. You're gonna be trimming miners as you make a bunch of money off of them. That's not a bad play. That's a good play. Yeah, says Alex. Yeah, okay. Everybody's in agreement. Hey Jesse, can you look at CPNG? Yes, I'll do that a little bit later. Let's see here. 260. Just thinking out loud. Alex Garcia, I have a few NVIDIA calls. Today might be a good day to sell those for gain and move it to BITX down almost 3% in pre-market. Yeah, probably. Alex Garcia, just thinking out loud. Another Kamala Harris ad, bro. Sorry, dude. I'm going to lower. Like I said, going forward, I'm probably going to switch to conservative from balanced so that you guys get less ads. I just don't. I want to try and spread the audience, but I also don't want to overwhelm you guys with ads for Kamala Harris. Digital Blade Canada, morning everyone. Simone, bravo. And really my thought process, guys, is like X is trying to get away from ad dependency. I'm trying to get away from ad dependency with YouTube. So these memberships help that, right? I don't have to be dependent upon one platform. You guys don't have to waste your time with ads. So being a member helps on X, and it helps on Discord, and again, even on YouTube, it helps because you can pick the lowest package, and then at the same time, I will make sure to try and lower ads. And if I can eliminate them and still broaden my reach, I'll do that too. Agreed, TFB. He's on the fastest horses, as James from IA says. What was that? Everyone needs to remember Jesse focuses on placing bets on those with the greatest potential returns. Doesn't mean NVIDIA and others are bad investments. He just doesn't seem to see the same. Yeah, exactly. I don't see the same level of returns. And my focus is on asymmetric bets. It doesn't mean they're bad at all. Debo, I used Ashley Smart Summon last night for the first time at the gym. Worked well. Had some really confused people looking at the driverless car. I'm sure, bro. Have you? How do you like it? Just using autopilot on it. I'm loving FSD so much with it. I want it on my Cybertruck. I don't have it yet. Kamawa, Greed TFP. He's one of the fastest horses, as James from IA says. Invest Answers is great. Oh, Kalal, damn Jesse, you ran into a bunch of shit. I do run into a lot of shit. Yeah, it's my first time owning a truck, man. It's my first time. It's more like a spaceship than a truck, really. JD, wait, so you're saying that you're bullish Tesla? Yes, that's what I'm saying, JD. JD's very smart. I'm just kidding. Cal Wright, got 12.5 on my AI3 yesterday. So excited they got 12.5 going on AI3. Oh, on Hardware 3? Hardware 3? Oh, I don't have mine yet. I got to get my wife to use it. I think if you use Full Self-Driving more, they give you the releases earlier. Kamawa, will Discord Alpha members get to see the X posts? I can't. There's no easy way for me to link that. There's no easy way for me to do that. So if you were trying to save money, you could drop down to the regular level, even though you will lose a little bit of functionality from the Alpha, and then you could have X and that. I would rather have you be on X and Discord. Koala, good morning, Jesse. Sold off my PayPal calls and rotated into PayPal shares. AVAX, Sol, more CleanSpark, good rotation. Probably okay. I haven't sold any of my PayPal calls. Not 2026s, not 2025s either. I'm holding all of it. I think I'm going to make a ton of money. You said December 20. Oh yeah, it's 2025. Shit, that's really close. Yeah, dude. Yeah, they get the fuck out. That's probably not a bad idea. I mean, you could rebound on that, but yeah, I don't like short dated calls at all, and that's pretty short right now. Sack, Coin will lose custody rights to BNY Mellon. Will they? I mean, they control like 90% of the ETFs. And they won't lose rights. We'll see every bank starting to custody Bitcoin as well. And Coinbase will have to be more competitive. I think Coinbase will still be the leader. JD, India bullish as fuck, probably. JD, if you use Brave browser, you don't get the ads on YouTube, but unfortunately no access to chat as well. Oh, that sucks. I didn't know that. Oak, Alex, what's up, brother? Sorry, driving, didn't see the message. JD, I'm mobile. Oak, CleanSpark is about 6.5% of my portfolio, thinking of bumping it up to 10. Probably not a bad idea. Laura Pinola, any thoughts on MicroStrategy at peak season? Trying to figure out if I should reallocate a bit. Are you talking about what its overall return will be? MicroStrategy could go 3 to 4x potentially, like probably 3x in MicroStrategy at least. 3 to 4, I think. And then if you have the MSTX, that's a 1.75x with some theta decay, which is decay over time because of the daily rebalancing. So that would give you a greater multiplier, though, at least over the short term, Laura. Andrea, use AdGuard, AdBlocker, Chrome. You don't get YouTube ads and still get to use the chat. Nice, dude. That's a good opportunity, guys. Think X00. Thoughts on silver? I'm not really big into commodities like that, honestly. I think I would rather be in Bitcoin and related investments. You'll do better. Oh, I understand. I drove a car from my younger years now. I drive a 2500 Ram and an F-250 before this truck. Yeah, dude, when you're first driving a truck, it's like you just don't realize how big it is. Even with all the cameras, you just don't think about it. It's way different. Plus the vault, when the vault's closed, I can't see behind me. And so I'm dependent upon the camera. You can't be stupid. And I can be stupid. Ask my wife. JD, oh, good to know. Andrea, thank you. Kyle Wright, yes, hardware 3. That's awesome, dude. Andrea says, Freedom Tesla, we have each other's back, bro. You guys are awesome. Great community, guys. Don Shent article in today's Wall Street Journal concerning how to clean the exterior. The Cybertruck stainless steel does not clean easily. It's a pain in the ass. That's why we're at it. But it's also the number one selling EV, truck EV. When you roll up the other 6 that are actively being produced in the United States, the Cybertruck is outproducing them and has over 2 million pre-orders. So the Wall Street Journal can push all the FUD they want. If you have a nice garage and you use spotless wash, your Cybertruck is fine. You will wash it a lot. But if you don't want to deal with that shit, you could just let it get dirty and fade too. It actually gives it kind of a cool patina, or you can wrap it. So all that's bullshit. I had a lady too. I was driving in my Y yesterday, and I grabbed something real quick at McDonald's just because I needed a bite to eat. And this girl, I was talking about how cool it was that it drives, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's awesome." And she goes, "Yeah, Teslas are really cool." She goes, "I heard that Cybertruck has really failed though." And I was like, "I actually own the Cybertruck." And then I proceeded to lecture her more than she wanted about how great the Cybertruck was and how it was by far the number one selling EV truck. So she knows more now, but I'm sure she did not give a shit and just wanted me to pull forward. But she's been educated. All right, let's move forward, guys. I want to see what Tom Lee had to say. So we're gonna go to video. I pay for this stupid fucking CNBC shit for a reason. It is so I can get stuff like what you're talking about with Tom Lee. So let's see if they got the Tom Lee in here. Normally they post videos really quickly. Did you guys say he talked today? I don't see him in here. Let me refresh though. Just make sure. Sometimes they put him at the top. So let me see. Video. Oh, they got the live schedule. I'll have to use that going forward. It looks like we got some talk about Bitcoin. Let's see. I'll just do a search for Tom Lee. See if I can find him here. Oh, that's not Tom Lee, is it? That's a non-spelling Tom Lee. All right, so we're learning some stuff here. We're learning that it ain't easy to search on CNBC's site. Oh, wait, what's this? 9/20. Is today the 20th? That's the 25th? All right, so I don't know. If they had Tom Lee on there, they're doing a real bad job of showing it. Let me see. I will pull this up. I'll go back a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything with Tom. Let's check his site.
And talent.
Let's check his site real quick here. Oh, see if we got anything there. Nope. New message. Nope. Not it. Tom. God, man, I can't type worth a shit today. All right. 1 second, guys. Thank you to the 303 people that are here. Greatly appreciate your patronage. Let's see what Tom's doing here. Oh, no. Ooh, that's the 13th. So I don't know if he said anything today. 22 hours ago. Is this a member Q&A? Can you actually get access without signing in? PinTwit, don't miss this. 25th at 2 p.m. I don't have a membership to Tom Lee. He's expensive. And I'm cheap. I might have to get one eventually, though, just for the channel so I get access. But I don't even know if I can share it. Since it's member-driven, he might not want me to. Yeah. Anyway, we'll look through some of that later. Let's see, what is this? Private investment, sum of CapEx plus durables plus residential investment as a percent of GDP is still below 27%. But he thinks it's going to go up and then roll over. That's fascinating. I might have to look at that later. I'm just going to save this real quick. All right. So nothing there with the Tom Lee front. I've got other news that we can pull up, talk about. And then we might jump into the stock side of things here too. But let me just backtrack here real quick. See what we have for latest information on the news front across these major stocks. It is 8:27. I will be making a trade real quick at 8:30, guys. When we open up, I want to get some BITX. That's that 2x fund that gives you a small dividend that has theta decay, but is a leveraged playoff of Bitcoin. I want to take an opportunity to enjoy the recent dip in Bitcoin. Let me see how things are going here. And pre-market, 0.55% down on Tesla. Boy, Tesla looks like it's a bouncer too, guys. Let's go back here real quick. I'm not going to save that. Don't want to overwrite it. I'm going to look at Bitcoin's price super quick. And again, in 2 minutes here when the market opens, I'll make that trade. I think we got a nice consolidation. As I showed earlier, guys, in case you had missed it, let me just jump into bookmarks here. I'm going to jump into the Bitcoin side of things. We'll zoom in. So my buddy Jake posted this, and it just shows, going back to 2016, this upward support line in green. And you can see how we're near that breakout zone. We've been grinding here in that breakout zone, and it's looking to roll up. And that could happen in weeks, maybe a couple of months, but the trend is very clear, guys. It is up, especially with BNY Mellon receiving approval basically from the CFTC in order to be able to custody Bitcoin. The first bank able to do that. We have all of our Bitcoin ETFs. We had them open up around the world too, not just here. And then at the same time, we've got banks starting to custody this. If you don't realize this, Bitcoin is a major commodity, and it's going to go up a bunch. Also, my buddy Mortensen Bach, I don't know, he might have taken his name out just to get rid of weirdos. I get that. Anyway, he is talking about Bitcoin. He likes the HPC plays. I don't know if I'm totally sold on him yet, even though Iron and a few others are doing really well. One of the things I wanted to show here, he is showing Bitcoin, and I don't remember which indicator this is. I'll pull it up in a second. But as you can see here, when it's grinding down and you start to get a buy recommendation, there's a couple of false signals right over here, but you can see a divergence towards the upside, and that did work out. But when you start to get the buy, it does run. And so they're getting a buy right now that appears to be extending. And so he's saying, hey, I believe the target could go up in the hundreds. He's got like a 120 range. I don't like to do it this way, but I do agree. I think that's what's happening. I think we got this massive cup and handle. And the measured move on that is like up to $250,000. It's very high. So it's super exciting, guys. Let me get caught up with chat. Okay. Anthony Pompliano had a good segment on Bitcoin. Maybe we'll watch that real quick after we have market open. Oh, and the market has opened. Let me make my trade real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. Just going to buy me some BITX and see if there's anything else that looks juicy. Let's just go BITX. I might keep it simple. I think I'm only going to do, let's see, what is 700? You know what? I'll do more than 700. I'll do 1,200 shares of BITX. Save a little bit of cash on the side. Oh, that is $35,000 worth. I'll do like 900. I want to save a little bit of cash. All right, $26,000 worth. Done. BITX purchased. Did I push the price? I don't think so. All right. That is finito. I will post it on Discord and X a little bit later here. So let's just keep going down on the Bitcoin stuff. I might actually pull up Pomp. If Pomp had a good one, I love Pompliano. He's a good dude. Let me go back. So this is his, let's see here. TMO just slipped. So that's the indicator he's using here. Again, just one of many. Michael Saylor says Congress believes banks should be able to custody Bitcoin. It says the chairman, Patrick McHenry, and Senator Loomis. Patrick McHenry, is he a Democrat? I think he is. No, he's a Republican. He's a good dude, too. And Cynthia Loomis, who also is an amazing person. Republicans in bicameral letter to SEC government Chairman Gary Gensler demanding this agency rescind its disastrous SAB 121 guidance amid bipartisan, bicameral opposition. So we got Republicans and Democrats signing this, basically just trying to push to allow custody and do smart things, make it easier for banks in order to be able to custody Bitcoin. And I'm all for it, guys. It's great to see. My buddy Willie Woo, very smart person, he said, he's right, Bitcoin is not digital gold, because Schiff was shitting on gold. He said gold is an approximation of an uncheatable distributed ledger using atoms. So it's a physical construct. He goes, but with a broken scarcity model. So it's not gold isn't as scarce as Bitcoin, because again, if gold goes up a lot in price, gold miners can just mine more, right? That doesn't happen with Bitcoin. If they mine more, if they add hash, it just lowers the pool of Bitcoin they get paid out. So it's quite a different thing. And but whereas Bitcoin every 4 years has a reduction in the inflation rate by 50%, And again, he said Bitcoin actually is an uncheatable distributed ledger, which he's right about. Gold tried to be Bitcoin, but before we had tech. That's true. 100% spot on. We'll look at markets here in a second to see where we're going, guys. I do like that response, though. Let's just see if there's anything else under the Bitcoin section. Crypto T, Bhutan is not even the top 100 richest country in the world, but now they're the 4th largest holder of Bitcoin out of all governments. Do you realize what this means? It means a lot, guys. Solana news. Solana has 10x more daily active users. Solana has 10x more daily active users than Ethereum. And yet its market cap is like 20+% of Ethereum's. This is signal, guys. This is signal with Solana. Pay attention to this stuff. This is where the money's at. Eric, this is Eric talking about BlackRock and Coinbase and the paper, just ensuring that they're custodying and holding all of it. We already had another post about that, though, so we're good on the Bitcoin front. Let's jump over. I do want to see how the market is running today, now that we're open. So it looks like, let me just pull into Tesla here. I want to see how Tesla's doing. I'm going to go back. I'm going to click on Tesla and refresh. Oh, okay. We're still in here. Let's go over here. All right. Tesla's up 0.66%. So we're already seeing a bump, guys. Let me do this too. We're going to pull up the watch list. Let's see how miners are doing first. This is just crazy. This is going to be another great day, guys. Cypher up 10% after 15, 16% moves yesterday. Cypher's up another 10. This is what you're going to see, guys. You're going to see outperformance in some. But CleanSpark only being up almost 8% in 2 days, not depressing at all. Don't run around and chase things. Buy them when they're cheap. This is great. This is really great, guys. This is good stuff. So Wolf down today. Again, Wolf did really good. Should you jump out of Wolf because it's down 0.28%? Doesn't fucking matter. Should you jump out of MicroStrategy because it's down 0.16%? Doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. They all jockey and take turns, guys. There's always one grabbing the headlines more than others for a few days. Enjoy the rides. Figure out how to diversify. And just enjoy it. You're going to make a ton of money. Can Sol outpace ETH as number 2? It could surpass it. It could surpass it. Listen to James from Invest Answers when it comes to crypto. I think you'll be blown away. All right, let's go back here. I want to look at the watch list. I need to make this list better. There's so much to do, guys. I've got so much to do with the Discord. The wife, just so you guys know on the Discord, the wife is right now compiling a list of change request related items, basically feature requests. So we're trying to do this. I used to work for software companies, so we're trying to do this right. So we're looking for change related requests in the software, like, hey, here's a great bot to use, or this channel should be shut down and shouldn't have people chatting in it, or this should be constructed this way. We shouldn't say general, we should say this. A lot of you guys, Tommy had that one this morning. A lot of you guys have had really great input. So we are getting those lists together. If anybody's having problems, we're getting a list together with that too, that we can hyperlink to, and we'll be trying to go over the stuff. I also need to add a bunch of ticker symbols and share charts. All that stuff is coming. It's just there's a lot to do. I need to update stuff on TradingView. I need to do stuff with X for my subscribers that are paying the $5 in there now. I would highly encourage people to join on there. I think it'll be beneficial to you more so than the YouTube side of things. But again, I'll take support from all angles, guys. If you got a lot of money, throw it out there. But there's a lot to do, and we'll be dividing and conquering and working really hard to do that. But I don't hate the fact that Tesla's up today. Let's look at the broader market, though. Or I should say our broader positions and see how they're sitting. So Cypher doing great. Say doing great. This is also a decent holding of mine. Iron up 2.9%. Flux up 2.64%. That's that little shitty like EV, like think forklifts and stuff like that, but for EVs. That's that one. Let me get back over here. I don't know why I got booted. Sometimes TradingView being a bitch. All right, let's keep going. So CleanSpark up 2%. Manny247, thank you for gifting 10 memberships in YouTube, bro. Thank you very much, dude. I have the best community. Others are probably jealous. I feel bad for them. All right, let's keep going. You guys are amazing. I don't know why I keep disconnecting. TradingView, fix this shit. Come on, bro. I pay enough for it. Well, I don't. You guys gave me it for a year. I pay for other stuff on TradingView, though. So Flux up 2.64, NVIDIA up 1.81. But again, NVIDIA is going to get long in the tooth, guys. Bonk 1.57, Bitfarms 1.36, Biddy 1.36, AMD 1.4, Matic 1.1. So there's a lot of stuff still up today, guys. PayPal up 0.5, Tesla up 0.4. So could there be things that struggle? Could we get a little pause today? Totally. But I'm loving this market. I think it's really great. Palantir down just a little bit, whatever, not a big deal. Again, that one's going to trend sideways. Hood down a little bit, ArcG down a little bit. It looks all good in the hood, guys. I like this. I like what we're seeing right now. BABA down 3%, whatever. I mean, fucking China, whatever. But this is looking good. We're having a good day. I might have to look at buying a few other things. Again, I did lock in that trade, guys. So I bought 900 shares of BITX today at $29.34. It looks like it's trading just a little higher than that right now. And I'll probably look at buying more. Let's see. Disease Kodak says, you guys watch Finding Nemo? Like. Hit the like button, I think is what he's trying to say. Thanks, guys. Shale, still buying ArcG. Yeah, I haven't. I probably should, since I saved a little bit of money and only bought 900 shares of BITX. I've got some money to spend. Tom Lee is doing a webinar today at 1 p.m. on his site. I have the slides, Jesse, if you want them. I would take them. I would take them for being able to see them. So, Frog Dog, am I friended with you on X? If not, what's your X handle so I can friend you? Also, if any of you subscribe on X, I will follow you. I will follow you. So even if you could be fucking one account, I'll follow you. So then you'll be able to direct message me. Now, there might be a lot of garbage and I might have to filter through it. I'm not going to respond to everybody. I don't have time. X communications directly are one of my lowest priorities. But for something like that, if you've got the slides, I would love to look at them. I won't share them because I want to be respectful. Tom's my friend, and I don't want to. I can't share them on here. It just wouldn't be a good thing for a friend to do. Adals, do you think it's too late to buy June 2025 CleanSpark calls? I don't think so. Let me scroll down here so I'm not showing my account number on Ally. So if we look over here, this hasn't recalculated. Today's not this good. Part of that's left over from yesterday. Again, guys, it takes till about 9:30 before options really settle. It usually takes up to an hour. It's same with market close. So we've got stuff happening today. It looks like ArcG is actually up today. So I probably wouldn't look to buy that. I like to buy things when they're down, like with BITX being down 3%. It's like an easy purchase to me. Now, CleanSpark is up 10% on those calls today, guys. So CleanSpark is up 1.66% today, and the calls that I'm in are up 10.4. So would I buy them today? Probably not. I'd be more interested when other people aren't interested. And this is a 10x move almost, the underlying. It's about a 9x move, the underlying. So that's a lot of upside today in CleanSpark. I love it. I love having it, but I don't think it's a good time to buy it personally. And again, some of these might have to recalc. I don't know if this is exactly where everything is at. So we'll have to see. Some of this could be residue from yesterday. So maybe it's down. Definitely what I usually do with options, guys, buy one contract if it's not a lot of money for you, and buy one to track the price on the daily. But remember, if I actually wanted to buy on this, I'm not going to click in it. It'll show my account numbers and stuff. But if I bought on this, I would actually get a better idea what the price is where I'm not right now on the screen. It all said, oh no, I'm sorry, Austin, from TradingView, once the limit is reached, the oldest connection, the earliest open tab will get closed, and if you keep opening more, so I don't, so my problem sometimes is I'll have it open on mobile, or I'll have it open on my other PC, because I have three 27-inch monitors running on my main, or my other PC, and then I have my 46-inch running with my MacBook Pro, and so when I jump into TradingView, it kills my other sessions. I might have to see if TradingView can give me two, which is insane. But no, I hear you. If you jump between mobile and desktop, you get that same kind of thing too. I actually can open a shit ton of tabs. I've got like TradingView, Premiere, yada yada. I pay for a bunch of additional services to get updated tickers and to get more information. So So it's pretty awesome. But yeah, you do reach limits, and you can't do cross-platform easily. It boots you. If it doesn't see the same IP address, it boots you. Austin from TradingView oh no, that was you. Stefan, Jesse, when you buy long options, do you pay attention to the IV? No, I don't even care. I use check out my options video. I'll link it again real quick here. I talk about what I pay attention to in this. So if you're interested, look at it. I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. I don't care. What I care about is the underlying stock. Is it drastically oversold on a multi-year time frame? And is it getting ready to go higher? All right, let me add you as a friend, if I don't already have you. Let me just jump over here. 1 second, guys. I'm just going to add my buddy here because he can send me the slides for Tom Lee, and I won't share them. I won't share them. Like I said, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that in mass because Tom Lee's my buddy. But the good thing about it is I will have that information. And if I have that information, then I'll be better educated, and I can respond more intelligently based on Tom Lee's input to you guys, potentially without having to pay for it myself. And I think that's still a decent friend. I don't know. A little gray. We'll let it go. Tom, I love you, bro. Don't block me. All right. Thank you very much, sir. I've got that on there now, so thank you very much. You can direct message me now, Frog Dog. All right, so let's keep going, guys. Let's see how we're sitting today. I'm just going to jump back over here. I want to see. I think today could be a down day. It feels like it could be a down day. It feels like a breather day to me because we have a lot of stuff on the economic calendar tomorrow, guys. This is a huge day tomorrow. We got 5 Feds speaking. We have corporate, PCE, jobs-related data, GDP, durable good orders, pending home sales, Kansas Fed, Treasury Secretary Yellen. There's so much happening tomorrow, guys. There's Fed Kashkari. Yeah, he's part of the 5. There is so much happening tomorrow. I'm sorry, there's 6 Feds talking tomorrow. There's 6 Feds talking tomorrow. And the Treasury Secretary and all this other stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if today was a consolidation day. I wouldn't be surprised if today was a day where we didn't move a whole bunch. I don't think that is abnormal in any way. I think it would be a perfectly normal thing for us to just trade sideways. Today is probably a day where I'm buying and lowering my cash position. Honestly, I think that's the right move. I'm just going to look real quickly at the watch list again, too. Outside of high flyers like Cypher, and again, we could end up just closing higher, guys. That can totally happen, too. NVIDIA's up almost 2%. That's nuts. But we could end up closing higher. That could happen. But don't be surprised if today's a down day, is all I'm saying. I just want people to be mentally prepared for stuff. Not every day is an up day. If we have a down day today, do not go home crying. It's not the right move. All right, let's keep going. What else we got? If you guys have stock requests, let's go ahead and do those now. And I'm probably going to pump them into chat. I'm going to go back here because I do want to hear Anthony Pompliano. I think he's such a cool, composured guy, and he's a brilliant guy. And I want to hear what he has to say. Let's see if they still got him in this chat. Yeah, there he is. So let's listen to the Pomp. I love him. He's got, what is his wife's name now? Oh, I can't remember it off the top of my head. I used to follow both of them. They're just very great people. Here we go. 1 sec.
I want to take a look at the price of Bitcoin this morning, just below the $64,000 level. The cryptocurrency up now 140% in the last year. Joining us is Anthony Pompliano, founder and CEO of Professional Capital Management. He's now the author of How to Live an Extraordinary Life, which is out this week. I'm holding it. The book is a compilation of letters that Anthony wrote to his children, and I want to talk about that in just a moment. But I want to start just where we are in crypto land and what you think is really happening here. Obviously, there's been a big move that happened after the Fed lowered interest rates effectively, or cut the rate by 50 basis points. How much of this is now built in to the rest of the year? Meaning we know that the cuts are likely to continue. Therefore, is 64,000 or 63,000, it's going to just stay level, or it keeps going up, goes down? What do you see?
Real quick to answer a question here. Alex Garcia said, "How is ArcG down 0.5%, but the options are up 3?" They don't directly track the underlying price. And if all of a sudden people are getting excited about ArcG and they're like, dude, these options, because you got to realize these options, I haven't looked at them recently, but the last time I looked at them, I can get a 7 to 10x multiple the underlying move. So if people are looking at that, they could be like, whoa, shit, this is a really good deal. I'm going to buy some of these options contracts today. Even on a day where ArcG's down 0.5%, it can be up 3% because people see that and they're like, well, fuck, I obviously have to get that. So, one sec. I just want to see what that was from here. Minnehaha County. Whatever, solicitation crap. All right. Fuck that. So yeah, so you can have days where the option is up a lot. What it lets you know is that maybe there's some interesting options activity where people are starting to want to buy a play. And I haven't talked about it much today, so I don't know. Probably not me, but maybe it could be other people. Right now, though, I'm actually seeing on ArcG, I'm seeing my 2026s are up 6.5% today, while it's down that level. So let's just look at that, and then we'll get back over to Pump. So as you can see, ArcG right over here, I'll just zoom in a little bit. Oh, maybe not. All right, so you can see that it is, again, ArcG up or down 0.43% on the day, and the underlying option, it says, is up 0.638. Now this might not be accurate, though. You also can't just look at this. You got to go in and pretend like you're trading it, because it could actually be down, and this stuff hasn't updated. Remember what I said earlier. The market opened at 8:30. You won't see a really good representation until at least 9 on what you're making with your options plays, and it could take till 9:30 for all of it to sync. So sometimes after the first hour, you'll get a good representation in real time of where your options are sitting for value. So remember that too. It might actually be down this morning too, or it could be up. Just all depends, okay? So think of it that way. Think of it as something not directly connected, where people are placing bets too on the underlying, but it might be going in the opposite direction of the underlying, all depending upon theta decay and just a bunch of other factors.
Well, I think, if we look at that Fed interest rate cut, Bitcoin is the best performing asset so far. Gold and oil futures are kind of second. There's a new study that just came out from Lynn Alden and Sam Galligan that said Bitcoin is the most sensitive asset when it comes to global liquidity. And so
Agreed, and BlackRock also created something that shows that exact same thing. It shows that during major economic issues since January of 2020, all economic events or like war-related events, it showed how Bitcoin over the next 60 days drastically outperformed everything else. The S&P, gold, all of it.
83% of the time, Bitcoin moves with global liquidity. It's more than S&P or any other asset. And so if you look at not just the interest rate cuts, now M2 money supply is expanding, and also we have cuts going on in China and elsewhere. And so I think that Bitcoin ends up being a big winner whenever we get kind of cheap money flooding into the system. And it feels like we just went through this big regime change, right? We were tightening. Everyone was trying to kind of drain liquidity from the system. Now we're going to go the other way. And so Bitcoin should be a big winner here for the next couple of months.
In terms of the flows, if you will, how much has come in via the ETFs in the past week and a half, and how much has come in direct?
Yeah, it's really hard to tell kind of exactly what's pushing the price, if you will. And then also you have to understand that there's a lot of trading that's going on. People are putting on different kind of cash and carry trades and things like that. And so, like, how many people are actually buying Bitcoin and holding it for the long term versus how many people are just trying to trade or clip?
Well, that's what I'm trying to understand, this sort of hodler version of this, and that was a sort of...
It's high because we can see balance on exchanges dropping, and we can see larger entities increasing their stacks.
A specialized community that I assume gets sort of not pushed out, but over time you would think,
yeah, if you
would
look on
expand,
chain,
and then you're going to get into a more and that might actually create some kind of price discovery in a different way.
Yeah, so what's interesting is in bull markets, if you look on chain, basically, you go through a bear market, everyone buys up Bitcoin, they hold on real tight, they don't move it for a year or two, and then as you get into a bull market, price goes up, and there's kind of a clearing, people start to sell their Bitcoin into that bull market. We have started to see a little bit of selling of Bitcoin as we kind of broke over $60,000 earlier this year, but still more than 50% of all Bitcoin is being held, for over a year and not moving on chain, which I think is probably the best signal.
Yeah, there's a bunch of signals. I have all those guys. If you look over here, I've got a trial. Well, I don't have it pulled up right now, but Glassnode. Glassnode and a few other services that I'm signed up for where I have a pretty premium package. I don't have like the highest. I'm not paying like $700 a month for that shit right now, but I've got a really good package with it, and I'll be able to keep track of that, and I can show you more of those things over time. I showed a bunch of other ways in a recent video for determining market tops and bottoms, and just showing how easy it is using just 5 indicators that I portrayed in that video. And there's 3 times that, at least 2 times that. So there's really good ways to be able to look at this. Bitcoin is an amazing asset to invest in because we have on-chain data. You don't get access to this kind of stuff with other investments in real time. It's shockingly amazing to invest in, and I think that's why professional investors especially are going to be really adopting Bitcoin, because when they look at all these analytics and realize just how well they can dial into it and see what's going on, it's going to be a major catch for them. I think they're going to love it. But let's let Anthony continue to speak here.
You were going to ask?
No, I wasn't.
I apologize. You're a Bitcoin maximalist, so Ethereum doesn't do it for you?
I wouldn't put myself in the Bitcoin maximalist bucket. I think that I'm a monetary maximalist, and I think Bitcoin is a big winner there. I think stablecoins have product market fit and are going to be very large. And then also, I do think that there's going to be a lot.
Agreed. I want to say something real quick on that point, too. Stablecoins are a blessing for the United States government. Why? Because we want the dollar to be the world reserve currency, and stablecoins allow that to happen. Facebook tried to do a version of a stablecoin. I can't even remember what it was called anymore, but they wanted it to be a basket of other currencies around the world, and the U.S. government is like, fuck you. There's no way we're going to let you do this. We want the dollar to be the powerful currency in the world. There's no way we're letting you create a basket of other currencies. It's the U.S. dollar or it's the highway. And so it's been the U.S. dollar. It's very much the U.S. dollar for all stablecoins. The best part is it's not a CBDC. It's not a central bank digital currency. That's the thing that Jerome kept saying, do we really need it? And he's right. We don't need it. So it's great that we have stablecoins, because stable coins are just supporting the world reserve status. Libra, thank you. Yeah, Libra. And I forget who the CEO of that spinoff was for Facebook, but he's a brilliant guy. He's actually involved in other crypto-related investments now. I don't remember the name of them, but he was a really brilliant guy, and he was trying to pitch that. But we don't want that, guys. We want it to be the U.S. dollar. We want the dollar to be strong. This is the thing that Trump kept saying before he really, I say, understood Bitcoin, but I think his son understands Bitcoin. I think it's Donald Trump Jr. more than anything, but I think he understands that it gets the votes and that it should be supported, which is great. And then his son, Donald Trump's son, youngest son, Barron, really gets Bitcoin. Along with his other son, Donald Trump Jr. So these guys get it. That's all that matters. But I do think that Trump always wanted to support the dollar. Stablecoins do that without really disgusting CBDC where the government can control our actions, right? But so having a bunch of these be decentralized is a lot safer than that. And I wanted to make the point that the stablecoins are a good thing and that it helps the United States.
A lot of other technologies that end up being valuable. Ethereum, for me, last year I sold all the Ethereum and I bought Solana instead. And I thought that that asset and that network is just cheaper, it's faster, it's going to probably do what
because
better
that becomes you think actually that becomes a true financial network? We keep talking about payments.
I don't necessarily think of it so much. In crypto, I think that there's 2 revolutions going on. There's a monetary revolution, trying to be money, and that's where you see Bitcoin and stable coins. And then there's a technology revolution. And do you need a blockchain or do you not? Right. That's up for debate in a bunch of different ways.
Maybe a curveball, but do you think Visa is a monopoly?
I think that payments in general, Visa has done a very good job of, but it's really hard for me to get excited when people yell and scream about monopolies when I have plenty of other services. I go to the store and I see people using other products. How do you have a monopoly if there's a big number 2 or a big number 3? How is it a monopoly if we live in a digital global world? There's people who are using all kinds of different technologies. And so, sure, are they good? Are they big? Yes. But at this point, a monopoly means that you are the winner. Right. I don't think you can say that in payments.
Real quick, you got a whole bunch of letters here to your children. When did you start doing this?
About 2 years ago.
And is there one letter, dare I ask, that you actually think is the letter?
So these
maybe
are
the
great.
one that,
They're words of advice.
yeah, maybe the one that people, kind of are most surprised by is there's a letter in there about luck is not real. And the thought process is that luck is a psychological concept, right? And so if you and I both walk across the street and we get hit by a car and lose our leg, somebody comes and visits you in the hospital, you may say, wow, I was so unlucky to be walking across the street. But if I then am sitting in the same hospital bed next to you, also lost my leg, somebody comes and asks me, I say, wow, I'm so lucky to be alive. And so when you think of it from that perspective, luck is this thing that we like to kind of point to whenever we're actually talking about probability. But luck is something that we control. And so if you can shift your mindset or your perspective, it usually ends up putting you in a more optimistic kind of position in life.
Fuck. I love Pompliano. That was brilliant, man. He's 100% right. People will call me lucky for having a YouTube channel. They'll call me lucky for my investments. They'll tell me that I'm lucky. I've heard this so many times where people are like, oh, hey, Jesse, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. You know why, Jesse? Because you made all this money and you're retired now. It's awesome that you've been that lucky. And the thing I have to say to them in regard to that is it's not fucking luck. I made my own fucking luck. I made my luck through tons of failure. Again, I went bankrupt in 2008. This isn't fucking luck. This isn't luck. You make your own luck in life. If you have a positive attitude, if you're grateful for the people around you instead of bitter because they didn't take the trash out or they didn't do something else that you want them to do, you will live a better life. So, love that. Absolutely love that. I love Pompliano. He's a good human being. All right, let's move on. Let's see what else we got going on here. Mainstage says if you're enjoying the content, give Jesse a like. That would be great. Let's just see here what else we got. BGZ said, love the video you did on charts. You used to best track highs and lows of Bitcoin. Kumar, yeah, that was a good one, dude. That was a good one. That just understanding the tops and the bottoms. And we're going to be looking at all that stuff. And you guys are going to hold me accountable to make sure that I'm looking at it and I'm doing it in a timely fashion. So it's going to be good for everybody, man. Heinz in, perspective is everything. It is, dude. You can't be ungrateful in life. If you look at life as you being a victim of circumstance, you will always be a victim of circumstance. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is. It doesn't matter whether you're a male, female, whatever. It doesn't matter what fucking color your skin is. It doesn't matter how well you speak. None of these things fucking matter. If you have a shitty attitude, you will have a shitty life. So don't have a shitty attitude. Work hard to be grateful every day. Whether you're religious or not, learn gratitude. It's the best thing you can do. And then learn to be it's okay to fail. You're not a horrible fucking person when you make mistakes. As long as you learn from them and keep pushing forward. Steps back always happen. Always. But your attitude is so important in life, guys. And it's easy sometimes to have a shitty one, but try and make it to where you have a good one 90% of the time, and you will inch forward in life. And eventually those inches will be miles. BJZ, a lot of respect for having the balls to retire with less than 400. I only had like 370 something. It was a very small amount of money, and I retired. I retired at the beginning of a fucking pandemic. I decided at the beginning of a pandemic, what was it, maybe April or May, that I was going to retire in 2020 from my job with not even 400K in net worth. Manny247, Jesse, if you're lucky, I must be dumb for following you. Yeah, if it's just luck, guys, you're fucked because my luck should be running out. John Frank, 100% true. Jarrett Bell, Cypher on fire again today. Also, comments don't seem to be working from X today. Oh, they're not? They should be. Let me just hop over there real quick. Looks like it's up and running. Let me just check something real quick. Let me jump into it here. Don't seem to be working from X today. Oh, okay. I'm going to mute that. If you're on X, can you comment, guys? Let me pop over there real quick. I just want to see why that would not be happening. That was weird if that's not happening. Let me go in. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, there's somebody. So the comments might be light on X, but it looks like we do have them. Oh, okay, thank you guys. All right, so we're good. All right, sweet. You do have to click right on the video. If you don't click right on the video, you don't get the sidebar with the comments, okay? So just make sure you do that. That's a little trick that you have to do, otherwise it won't work. All right. keep going. I subscribed on X, but chat is gone in mine. Make sure you click on the actual video. If you don't click like at the bottom of the video, then it doesn't work. I'll show you real quick here. Let me So in here, I'll try and hopefully this doesn't start playing with my annoying voice. Right here, you got to click down here. If you do that, then you'll find chat in the right-hand corner. And sometimes it can be a sizing issue too. But yeah, now you can see it. You see all that chat in there? So now you can see it. So make sure you're doing that too, dude. Otherwise, it won't work right. All right, let's keep going. Let's look. I want to take a look and just see where the market's at again across all the things I own. So let me just go into the watch list here. Watch list. Cypher's up 20% today, guys. I had shitty timing when I rolled over from BITF from Cypher. But that's okay. Again, this stuff happens, guys. This is a normal part of life. But look, Flux is up 4%. Say's up 5.4%. CleanSpark's up 3%. NVIDIA's up almost 3% today. That's a huge amount of market cap shift. Riot is up 2.38. MicroStrategy's up 1.5. We're seeing the market come back around, guys. I can't believe it's actually up. We're going to keep making money today too, guys. Good thing I held on to some Cypher. Yeah, I did too, but it's not enough to really. Well, let me see. In my long-term stock miner hold account, I got 14,000 over there, and then I've got some more in some other places. So I got a little bit. It's not a lot though. But again, here's the thing. It doesn't matter. None of it's going to matter, guys. They're all going up. It's just it's literally a definition of rising tides lift all boats. All right, let's take a look here. I want to make sure we're not missing anything else. If you guys have any other news-related events, just sold my NVIDIA calls for 90% and bought BITX. That sounds like a smart move. BITX down 1.76% on the day. So, smart move, dude. Nice job. Definitely a nice job. New details of Trump family crypto project released. I don't care about that. Let's see what else we have here. I want to see if there's any other interesting videos. I hate to watch all of this live because there's so much bullshit on here. It's only every once in a while that you get something really good. They'll have a couple of good views a day. I do like Leon Cooperman. He's definitely an old fart. Let me see what else we have, though. Turning Point and drug prices. I don't care so much about that, maybe. Recognizes you need to be aligned with the private sector. VP Harris. I don't want to hear anything about Harris. Fuck her. She's a lying bitch. Sorry if you're a Democrat, but she is. Literally, her slogans are from the Communist Party of the United States. You can see it on their website. They've had the same slogans of not going back and moving forward together, going back like 10 years. So she's very much a communist. She very much wants to do the things she's been talking about for the last couple of decades. But she'll tell you anything right now to get elected. And those aren't the kind of people I want. I want somebody like Trump, somebody who I used to think was the devil and Adolf Hitler, but I now realize is just a normal guy. Who didn't even cause January 6th. There's just so much. Get on X, guys. Get on X and learn. Because there's so much out there that's bullshit. Mortgage refinance boom. Ooh, I want to hear this. We're going to watch this one, guys. What's your opinion on lower interest versus HUD? You'll have to clarify, John. I'm not sure what you mean. Jesse, what is your opinion on lower interest versus HUD? What do you mean by lower interest versus HUD? If you could clarify that. But we're going to listen to this. I want to hear about the mortgage refinance boom. So here's what we're doing now, guys.
In the meantime, mortgage brokers are suddenly getting very busy as rates drop. Diana Olick joins us right now with more. Hi, Diana.
Hey, Becky, and I think you're safe to say we can call this a little refi boom, at least compared to what we've seen in the past few years. Applications to refinance a home loan surged 20% last week compared with the previous week. That, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association's seasonally adjusted index. Demand was a stunning 175% higher than the same week a year ago, and this is the average rate on the 30-year fixed dropped again to 6.13% from 6.15. That's for loans with 20% down. The rate was 128 basis points higher the same week a year ago, or 7.41%. That is the 8th straight week of declines, and the FHA rate actually fell just below 6% to 5.99, and that breaks that psychological level for some borrowers. Now, the refinance share of applications rose to just over 55%. While the jump compared with a year ago is large and the share is now a majority of total mortgage demand, The level of refinance activity is still modest compared to prior refi waves, and because we know, of course, that the vast majority of borrowers today have loans with interest rates well below 5%. Mortgage applications to buy a home, they were up just 1% for the week, 2% higher than the same week a year ago. Buyers are just still facing high home prices and limited supply of homes for sale. But interesting, the average loan sizes were higher for both purchase and refinance applications. That pushed the overall average loan size to the highest in the survey's history, $413,100, Becky.
Just looking at some of those numbers, you're right. It doesn't change the economics of the system in terms of what the supply and demand is. What would it take to see buyers getting back in there? Is the thought that eventually if rates come down, people will move and you'll start to see some movement there or not?
Well, I think we need more supply on the market, whether we get it from the home builders or we get it from sellers. As rates start to
We'll get it from sellers. 85% of the market is normally sellers, and that market is frozen. So we will see it from the sellers, guys. We will see things open up. Commercial, really, is it even commercial? We've seen massive amounts of apartment buildings being built all around the United States, definitely anecdotally in the Midwest where I live. So you will see because of the resurge the surge in apartment dwellings and the fact that there's just a ton of them, along with housing being unaffordable, you will see housing prices come down while the existing home sale market explodes, because there'll be people that are looking to build their own homes. And so you'll see new home builds, especially custom, I think, increasing, because the rich have only gotten richer over the last 4 years. People like me got rich. I think I was more effective than a lot of them. Got a better multiplier. But whatever. People have been getting richer if they own a lot of assets over the last 4 years. And some people will be looking to divest from those. That will drag prices down. And that 85% of the home sale market, which is existing home sales, will benefit greatly, greatly. And so you'll see prices coming down. You'll see housing become more affordable. You'll see a bunch of people making money. It's going to be very interesting. BT says, which state are you in? I don't actually disclose that, man. I've had some fucking weirdos that were Facebooking my wife a while ago, telling people I was a scammer, or saying, if your husband isn't a scammer, then don't worry about it. But he's telling a bunch of people that he's done all these great things on X. And so after that, I was just like, whoa, I can't have my full name on here. I can't have my email. I can't have people finding my wife, because the 1% of fucking weirdos out there are insane. So I never discuss stuff like that, unfortunately. Some people in here know it, but I don't disclose it. So it's just some people are fucking nuts. That's all I could say. Let's listen to the rest here, though. But I think this is great. Weekly demand surging 20%, guys, is not bad. And we looked at some of that data already. Let's hear what the rest of she has to say. It's like a minute.
Come down, and those sellers who feel locked in feel, okay, maybe I can put my home on the market. But again, people have rates in the 3-4% range. I know I do. Yeah. And that's why they don't want to sell. Like we saw KB Home last night report disappointing earnings. They had weaker new orders than expected. And Lennar, the same thing we heard from Stuart Miller, the chairman, last week. People are still waiting on the sidelines because rates are falling. They think, why not wait till they go a little lower, right?
Are they right to think that? Because
they do think that, but they're only going to think that for a small period of time, okay? They're going to think that, and then they're going to start seeing inventory open up. They're going to see the house they always wanted, and they're going to be like, whoa, rates are coming down, and they're going to keep going down. I'll be able to get the same rate I had eventually, but I want that house right now. So I'll get it now, and I'll refinance later. That is very much what people are going to start to think as these things shift. It's just how the housing market works.
Joe's made the very observant point that mortgage rates are based on the 10-year. The 10-year has actually gone up. Fed can't control that part of the
Exactly. And we saw rates.
I mean, they can't control that part of the curve. They've been doing it by drawing it out.
Go up after the Fed cut, not by a lot, but a little bit.
Stupid fucking take.
But the trajectory is still lower. So the expectations is that while they may move up week to week, a little different every day, that they will move lower over the next couple of months as the Fed cuts. But again, we're not going to see 3 and 4% rates. No question.
Right.
All right. Real quickly, all money one says, I have most of my money invested in Tesla. What advice would you give me for the retire off the market? I don't give financial advice, but if I was in your shoes, What I would probably do is diversify into some Bitcoin related investments too that are getting ready to explode right now. You always need to think about your tax consequences. If this is in an IRA or a Roth or something, then you don't have to worry about those until you sell, as long as you're in the United States. But if it's in just a regular investment account that you buy and hold for a year and you're subject to short-term and long-term capital gains, then you want to be smart about that kind of move. But I do think that Bitcoin-related investments like a CleanSpark, like MSTX, if you wanted some leverage on MicroStrategy, can treat you very well in the next 6 months at the very least, and give you quite a bit of a big multiplier versus what you might have if you just own Tesla stock. So that would be a thing I would think about if you're not interested in getting into options. Diversification never hurts, guys. I don't know how many times I was in Tesla when I should have been in Bitcoin and how many times I was in Bitcoin when I should have been in Tesla. The thing I learned is it's pretty good to have a decent allotment of both of them and then just pay attention to the cycles and the macro environment. And that diversification allows you to be able to make a bunch off of one and then be like, I don't own enough Bitcoin or I don't own enough Tesla. Let's move a little over there. So that's my thought on that. Dustin P11 bought a small condo for $184,000 16 months ago, and prices have remained stable. Likely see them around $200K plus this coming spring with rate cuts. Rate cuts should probably bring them lower in price if it opens up existing market, but that differs too depending upon your region. It's so hard. All I can do is speak about real estate markets at a very macro high-end level because every one of them is different. Some places will still see appreciation in price, like where I live. I live in a place where it's growing like crazy and there's tons of demand to live here. And I think a lot of the Midwest is actually that way right now, especially red states. So in those environments, those prices can keep going up. Whereas in other places that maybe are a little more depressed, like parts of California where they're seeing a lot of capital flight, they could actually see prices starting to roll over and maybe even turning negative as more existing homes come on the market, especially in regions where high taxation, high crime, just really bad stuff. So I think broader, though, we're going to see home prices starting to roll over and come down. And you could start to see some of that. We saw some of that in yesterday's data when we were looking over at the economic stuff. If we scroll back up here, let me just see if I can find it. So we were looking at new home sales. Let me see. Is it the price? There was a price in here somewhere, I thought. Refinance index, new home sales. Maybe it was here. Let me see. No, it wasn't this. I don't remember which indicator it was, but there was one that we were looking at. Maybe it's next day. Let's see here. Home prices, something. GDP price index, not it. Oh, you know what? I think it rolled over. Let me do this. I really need to fix that scroll. Let me do this week and then go down. Yeah, house price index month over month. So let's look at the year over year here. So look at this. Look at this. Like, look at the decline that we're seeing and the rollover we're seeing in price appreciation by a year on average. This is some of the lowest stuff we've seen going back a very long time. If you look over here, we're nearing some of the lowest levels we've seen going back to like July of 2012. So we're rolling over hard. We're getting to the point where we might actually see price depreciation on average. And again, I think big liberal cities that are completely mismanaged and let people just rob stores all the time and tax the shit out of their citizens are probably the ones that are going to hurt the most. I do think, guys, I've got some stuff to do. I might actually cut this one short. I do apologize. I'm probably going to cut this one short. I'll read a few more comments, but I think we'll do a wrap here since we've been going for a little over, almost 2 hours. And I'll do more this afternoon. I'll try and do more like stock lookup stuff. I know I haven't been great on that, but I've got so many things I'm trying to do, trying to build out the Discord, trying to build out my posts on X and what I'm doing for this new subscriber base that I finally got after 16 to 18 months. There's just a lot to do. VT, the government will do anything and everything they can to benefit home builders. Look at what they did with the new real estate regulation on commission. Traditional sellers are not competitive with home builders if sellers aren't paying for buyers. Buyer agents, buyers don't have the extra 2.5 to 3% to pay for their agents. I think there's a lot of stuff that's going to change in the future in regard to real estate agents. I think just like Airbnb, I think a lot of real estate will be an app where the people doing the showing and stuff. I mean, I don't even know how many of those people you need. You can automate so much of that. You have companies like Matterport, well, they were bought out, but they can do 3D walkthroughs. I don't really know. I think the percentages are too high, and I think we could see a massive consolidation in realtors in the years ahead. I think, a massive consolidation of realtors. But no, good points, man. BT, you sound like you know what you're talking about. I like that. That's really helpful, man. Interject on real estate anytime you want, bro. Shawnee G, hey Jesse, I used to watch Meet Kevin because they aren't much live financial YouTube shows. Also watched Amit, but he only talks about Palantir. Your show is far better. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. I love Amit a lot, but you're right. He's very Palantir focused, and I'm more weathered than either of those guys. So I think I bring forth more experience. Gary bought some BITX today, thinking of taking some profits from WGMI to DCA and Decipher, Mara, and CleanSpark. I mean, again, not a financial advisor, but I like the idea of applying leverage in those areas, or I should say applying a multiplier to the underlying asset of Bitcoin. You're going to do really good, I think, off of that. Dustin P11, thanks for the live stream. We appreciate you. Shawnee, Meet Kevin, although he can be useful, I think only scaremongers so that his viewers feel less confident about their decisions and more likely to sign up for his courses. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's that or just lack of experience and too much emotion. I mean, the guy did make a video where he seemed a little intoxicated, but blamed it on carrots. That was fucking retarded. I should show you guys that one. If you want to see why I have a fairly low opinion of Meet Kevin, let me just show you. Meet Kevin. All right, here we go. I'm going to share this in chat. So if you guys want a good laugh on why I don't think... Oh, that's not it. That's you. Sorry, bro. I don't know why I just put your handle out there. But thanks for all you do. But no, this is Meet Kevin. This is Meet Kevin drunk on carrots. So if you want to understand why I'm not super nice to him all the time, this is part of it. It's just him shitting on Tesla right before Tesla really started to take off, and doing it because he was slurring because he had a carrot allergy. And this is back when I was trying to do the stupid shocked face things to get subscribed. I won't do that anymore. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how much. I want to grow because of my talent. I don't want to grow from gimmicky shit. So that's not doing that anymore. But yeah, check out that video. It's a good laugh. If you guys want a good laugh, that's a good laugh. Otherwise, though, guys, I will see you in a bit. I think my nephew's trying to get a hold of me. I want to talk to him, and I need to get some exercise here with the wife. And then we need to work on the Discord and just a bunch of other stuff. So thank you guys so much for being a part of all this and for helping all this grow and for helping facilitate it. It is really huge having all the support from you guys. I greatly appreciate it. Looks like Cypher's up 18.6 today, guys. Stupid crazy. If I do any more trades, I'll let you guys know. And again, thank you for spending your time this morning with me when you could be doing so many other things. Peace out, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.